Well, how about them dogs? Got the fan club over here. Great game last night. Nothing's going to change the fact that today Georgia is celebrating a national championship for the first time in 41 years, so it's a great day to be in the state of Georgia. The fact that President Biden and Vice President Harris are coming down here on the day of all days to force their radical agenda on hard-working Georgians just shows how out of touch with reality they really are. But make no mistake, Georgia is ground zero for the Biden-Harris assault on election integrity, as well as attempts to federalize everything from how hard-working Georgians run their businesses to what our kids are taught in school to how we run elections. Ignoring facts and evidence, this administration has lied about Georgia's Elections Integrity Act from the beginning in an effort to force their unconstitutional federal takeover of elections on the American people. I expect more of the same from President Biden's remarks later today. From day one, they've echoed Stacey Abrams' false talking points, even earning 4 Pinocchios from the Washington Post. Unfortunately, their lies cost hard-working Georgians $100 million of economic impact when the Major League Baseball All-Star Game was moved. But we refuse to be bullied or boycotted into backing down because SB 202, Georgia's Elections Integrity Act, makes it easy to vote and hard to cheat. The facts are simple. SB 202 expands early voting opportunities, secures drop boxes around the clock, reduces long lines at polling places, and implements the very same voter ID requirement for absentee ballots that we've had for in-person voting for well over a decade. And we've seen proof that these common sense reforms have worked. Municipal elections across the state last November went incredibly smooth. But the Biden-Harris and Stacey Abrams agenda have never let the truth get in the way of pushing their extreme views on our state and on this country. And for President Biden in particular, his criticisms of Georgia's election law are the height of hypocrisy. When we passed the Elections Integrity Act, Delaware did not even have in-person early voting. Following our lead, now in 2022, they finally have 10 days. Which is still more restrictive than Georgia's under SB 202, where we have a minimum of 17 days and an additional 2 optional Sundays if the county would like to do that. Later today, I'm sure President Biden will throw around a lot of false rhetoric written for him by Abrams and her far-left allies. But that won't change what we're fighting for here in Georgia: safe, secure, accessible, and fair elections. And we will continue to fight this politicized Department of Justice. And I have no doubt that we will win in court. In Georgia, thanks to Senate Bill 202, we have secured the ballot box, restored confidence in our elections, and made it easy to vote and hard to cheat. With that, I'll be able to take a few questions. I haven't seen all 4 reforms that he's talking about. I know that he's been talking about the citizenship issue. I was the person that sued the Obama Justice Department so that we have a citizenship check when you register to vote in Georgia, which I think makes our elections more secure. And I've been on the front lines for fighting for secure, accessible, fair elections for well over a decade.
Governor, I want to ask you about 2 proposals here in the state capitol. The first one is coming from the Speaker's office, and that is GBI, original jurisdiction on election issues, and then the bill to drop absentee, to ban absentee drop-off.
Well, listen, I've had great conversations with the Speaker leading up to session, along with the leadership in the Senate and Lieutenant Governor Duncan, so I'm very optimistic about us continuing to work together to move our great state forward. Anything specifically the General Assembly wants to do with the GBI on any kind of investigations, we look forward to working with them on, whether it's elections, whether it's going after human trafficking, going after street gangs, and we've had good discussions on that. I haven't got in the weeds with them on the GBI piece, but as you know, I volunteered and called Secretary Raffensperger and reached out and said GBI was glad to help with elections investigations after the 2020 election, and we continue to stand ready to do that. If it's something that the General Assembly wants to mandate, then we'll look forward to having those discussions with them. I think on the drop box piece, look, we have the #1 ranked Elections Integrity Act in the country, and it's also very easy to vote here. So if anybody's wanting to go back and change that, I'm sure there'll be all kind of ideas floating around. I'm going to stay on the side of fighting for the bill that we got passed last year. I believe it does exactly what we needed. It restores confidence in the elections process here in our state, no matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican or you don't really affiliate with a party. But it also makes our elections even more accessible than they've ever been, adding early voting days. And we saw that in municipal elections, and I think we'll see that in 2022 as well. All right, thank you, everybody.